a lot, so please focus and get this done very carefully, and you can also try it by yourself because we have seen this problem recently in last 1 week. So it simply says that we are given an array of digits called as nums and an integer k. We have to return the number of continuous subarrays with where the product of all the elements in the subarray is strictly less than k. So the product, which means the product of the subarray, should be less than k. That is what we primarily want. So one very basic approach is that, okay, generate all the n square subarrays and then take the product of every subarray, which will be O of n. So it will be O of n cube, the first approach for us. But then we have already seen that we can improvise this brute force approach by simply, while generating the subarrays itself, which means, okay, this is the first subarray, this is the next, this is the next. So as you saw that while I am generating or making a new subarray, I can only multiply that specific value, which means if I want this as the subarray in the existing subarray product, I can just multiply by 6 to get the new subarray product. So while generating the subarrays itself, I will be getting the product simultaneously, so that I will not have to use another O of n loop to get the product of the entire subarray. So O of n square will be the time, because while generating subarray, which means the O of n square, I have n square subarrays. While generating these subarrays itself, I am actually finding its product. Now for sure we have got to O of n square, but we can see O of n square will still not work for us. So let's improvise it. How? Let's try maybe n log n or maybe n. Now if you just focus very carefully, we wanted the products of all the elements in a subarray, which means you want subarray product. If you had seen or heard a similar word, subarray sum, so we had seen just to find the subarray sum, we use the prefix sum techniques. That is a very standard technique which we use just to find the subarray sum. What we do in this, we take the prefix sum, and with this prefix sum, I can easily find the subarray sum in a very small time. So I know that, okay, if I want to find the sum in this range, I will do a 23 minus a 15. I will get a 8. This is my actual subarray sum. But in this case, I want the subarray product. So I can just similarly make a product, prefix product kind of stuff, in which I have 10, I have 5, I have 50, I have 100, and I have 600. So I have generated my prefix product. And the same way, let's say if I am at number 100, let's say if I am number at 100, again the same way we had a 0 in the beginning, the same way we'll have a 1 in the beginning. So if I am at a number 100, okay, 100 is I am currently at, I want the number to be less than my number 100. Okay, so I will divide by k, because see, similarly, if you had a number 23, if you want to know any such range which is actually less than, okay, you want that, this is my current sum, so far is 8. Now whenever this will actually include, so again, this sum will be 9, this sum will be 10, and so on and so forth. When this sum is actually included, same, so you will get, okay, this is actually now 11, this will actually now be 13. So every of this will be again from your, again, range sum from your this number 6 to your actual number 12 will be inside this specific range, which will come inside. Similarly, I can simply say, again, that's just for your inference, how and what other techniques you can apply for. It is not the most optimal one, so you don't have to much stress on it right now. But still, we had seen that, okay, the number right now is 100. I want my number to be less than my k. So if I divide this, again, it will become as a 1. So Aryan, are we saying that we'll go on to 1? We can try off. If we go on to 1, then our simple prefix sum or prefix product simply says that this will be the range, and this range, if I go and see 100 divided by 1, so my product will be 100, and you can see it is also exactly matching all as what we had. But if you remember one thing, I want it should be strictly less than my 100. So I will take, okay, rather than 1, take the upper bound of 1, you will reach on to 10. Now this is your actual valid product which you will have. And you can see ending at this specific j, your valid product can be of at max 10. It cannot include this, because as it will start including this, it will exactly start reaching 100. For example, for a next change, let's say if my j was this, so if I did a j, it will be 600 by, so it will be giving me 6. So my number should be Again, if ideally 6 would have been there, you would have pointed to 6 here itself, but still it should actually be pointing to the next element, which is the upper bound of a 6. So it will ideally pointing here itself, and if it is pointing here, this will be my range, which will actually I can take in consideration. So if I take in consideration, this will be my range, which is actually good and valid. And when I say a range is valid, I know how many sub arrays ending at that specific j can contribute to my answer. For sure, if this is a range, I know 1, 2 and 3. 3 are the possible contributions ending at j for that specific subarray from I to j, and you will see the product of this is 60. Now there is one basic thing, you will start doing it, you will apply upper bound and stuff, that's completely fine, and that will work considering if the constraints would have allowed. You will see the constraints are actually saying my nums of I value is 1000. So if the nums of I value is 1000, which means 1000 multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 1000, it can go up till n times, which is 3 into 1 e4. So it is saying 1000 raised to the power n. N is actually 3 into 1 e4. This is a very huge number, and you will get integer or maybe long overflow anyway. So the alternative for this is that you will have to convert, rather than taking the product, you will have to convert that to a log values of the corresponding numbers, and then work upon them, and then find the product, and then find everything, division, all the stuff. You will have to do it in the log terms, so as to reduce your multiplication, because else the multiplication will become very large. Now with this, you can simply see that you have your number. Let's say you had your number and you were searching, you're doing a binary or the upper bound of your this number 6 which you had. So it's nothing but you will have n numbers, and for every number which you have generated, because for this specific number 100, for this number 600 you generated, okay, you were going on to all the numbers. For every number I will generate this number, which will be nums of j upon k, which will give me a number, and then I will do a binary search for this number in my entire prefix product array. That's gonna be my O of n log n. But can we improvise it? Again, make sure while you implement this, please make sure to convert in log terms, else you will get an integer overflow or long overflow for your question. Now if I say can we improvise it? Yeah, for sure we can, because if you had watched this video in which we have discussed entire intuition of how we think of 2 pointers, we can easily predict that this product which is being built is actually in the increasing terms, because all the numbers are positive. And that's a strange, and that's the biggest thing, that all the numbers are positive. That's the biggest contribution of why binary search can be used here. So again, if the numbers would have been all negative, which means going down, if the numbers would have been, okay, first increasing then decreasing, or if the number would have been decreasing and then increasing, in these cases I can apply my 2-pointer technique. And if you want to go a bit deep and listen for all the possible cases with the entire explanation, go and watch this video. Just write Leetcode 930 by Aryan Mittal, you'll get the video. Write Leetcode 560 by Aryan Mittal, you'll get the video, or write 2-pointer technique by Aryan Mittal, you will get the video itself. Now coming on back, we know that we can apply 2 pointers, and for a bit folks who are not much familiar about it, see, we have the prefix product thing built. We know that as we are going in the right, my product will actually increase. As again, that's a j pointer, that's a I pointer for me. So as my j pointer will move, my product will increase. As my I pointer will move, my product will decrease. So both the pointers have their specific impact on your answer. That's the reason I can for sure say, okay, if my j pointer moves, my actual product is increasing. Oh, it has become more. Now move your I pointer, decrease. That is the reason you can actually imply and specifically apply your simple 2 pointers. Now for the folks who want a dry run, you can simply have a dry run like this. Again, I will simply erase this because this is a prefix product which I have built. I will simply work on this specific input array. Now prefix product is no more needed. I will work on my simple input array. Now for the folks who don't know, we have a simple template which we have been always using for our 2 pointers, that we will have 2 pointers I and j. While my j is less than n, I will keep on at every step I will move on my j. At every step I will move on my j. So I know that at this step I will have to move on my j. But before moving on, bro, please add the impact. So I will have a variable called as product, which will have, okay, simply because I want the product and I want the product to be less than k. So I want to maintain this product in the first place. So okay, right now the product is 10. So what is happening? What you did, you just simply did, okay, whatever is the product right now, in the very beginning I can initialize my product as 1 because it is something which is being multiplied. For multiplied, we usually take 1 as the initial value. For sums, we usually take 0 as the initial value. Please don't ask me that. That's very basic. Now we will simply multiply again. Sorry for the noises. I cannot get rid of it. I thought of, but in the last video it was a lot, so I have to change it. But no worries. So in this, I'll multiply by 10 my nums of j. Okay, my product has become this. Now for sure, by the simple fact, I will move my j. Okay, now it became 50. Okay, then okay, because of this fact, it will again this multiply, so it will again move on your j. But Aryan, like by this loop, simply your j is moving. When about your I will move? Oh, I will simply and only move when your product will actually become more than your k. So as you can see in this fact, your product became a 15 to 2, which is 100. Your product became 100. So now while my product is actually more than equal to n, more than equal to my actual k value, which is the limit for us, then I should actually move on my I pointer, because again that is equal to, because the condition that problem says it should be your product should be strictly less than your k. So I will keep on moving my while loop until my product is more than equal to k. And again here you will simply apply while your I is less than n, or usually in my cases I usually keep while my I is less than equal to j. Okay, because j is for sure ahead of I, so I'll just try to bring it to my j itself. Now I will simply say that okay bro, you have to reduce the impact of this specific I. So simply do here you did a multiplication, you have to reverse that operation. So I can do a simple division of my nums of I. Now this division is also very important thing, because if the number would have been a 0, then you would have gotten an error which says division by 0. So that is also very important for you to clarify with the interview that okay, is the number 0 or not. If the number would have been 0, then again 2 pointers would still have been applicable, because if you had remembered in the video I have told you, even if the values is like this, or the values is like this, as you can see this says it is constant now, it is always 0, because I'm taking the prefix product, it will always be 0. So with this fact it would still have worked, your 2 pointers would still have worked, but your division would not have been possible. You would have to add some if conditions for it. So that's the reason it is very important to make sure that how the constraints play a very important role, especially in an interview. Now coming on back, that we will do a product and then I can simply move my I. And that is it. This is it. You can simply see that here the product became actually more than equal to 100, which is actually 100. So I'll just simply do a division by 10 and I will move. Okay, division by 10 and I move. Okay, that's a valid range. But Aryan, okay, if any range is valid, what are you doing for that range? Okay bro, I know if this is some valid range, I will simply add its impact. I know that this is the subarray which is valid. Okay, how many such subarrays ending at, again you remembered, I am always moving my j at every step, so I'm always take consideration as a parent as my j. So how many subarrays are there ending at j? As you can see, 2 and 2, 5. So I will have 2. So I will just simply add in my answer the impact of and saying j minus I plus 1 will be the number of subarrays ending at j. And for sure, if you had gone back, then you would have I and j here. Then again, you would have j minus I plus 1 subarrays. So at every j, you will add the impact of the subarray. Now like again your I was here, j was here, again you will move your j, because at every step you're moving your j. So if you move your j, okay, your j moves. As soon as your j moves, it will be multiplied by 6. Okay, multiplied by 6, it becomes 60. Now it is still less than it. Okay, it will not go here, it will actually be added in the answer, 6 to 6 2 and 6 to 5, and that's gonna be your added answer in your answer. And this is your entire 2 pointers. And again you saw that this is always what we have been using. Always. Again, 2 pointers is a very tricky thing, but we can just standardize stuff for us. So this is we had been always doing while j is less than n. For the impact, we always keep on increasing our j. That's a standard which we have been doing. Always increase your j. Operation here instead of addition, it is multiplication. I am just simply multiplying my current nums of j. Now the actual reverse will be actually inside your I movement, and I movement is always while something is not satisfied and while it is inbound. then you will simply do a reverse of whatsoever you did here. Again, if it is addition, do a subtraction here. If it's a multiplication, do a division. So it's a reverse of the operation what you had done, so as to get back your number, and then move on your I. And then here I can just simply keep on adding and building up my answer, and I can simply ultimately return my answer. And that's a simple 2 pointers, which is actually very, very tricky for other folks. So you saw that I have my n, I have my ing, I have my product, and I have my answer. Answer is the answer which I want, and this is the exact same loop which I showed you above also in the explanation while making myself. Now you will see you will have the multiplication of the product. While your product is more than equal to n, less than equal, and I is less than equal to j, you will simply divide by product and then increase your I, and then add the impact of in your answer, and then increase your j pointer at every step. That is the standard template which we have, and please remember this and please bookmark this. Now ultimately, again, I'm not saying to like do a rectification for it. I'm just saying that it's very helpful in an interview, so as to do easy problem fast, because it actually impacts a lot. Cool. Now return the answer which you have got the answer. Now the time is O of n and space will be O of 1. That's the most optimal solution for this problem. Cool. Bye bye. Take care. I know that's a big video for me because I have been recording this since twice, like just once here and once now. I was planning to record it again because of noises, but yeah, it was pretty less. So bye bye. Take care. Cheers.